So how do you go about accomplishing this? What's important as an EPC contractor? What's important as you're designing and building these types of production facilities? It's important to note that we believe it's nearly impossible, and it is critical that your EPC firms have a thorough understanding and a thorough expertise of what it takes to design these facilities from the inside out. I think there's a lot of buzz in the air right now about LEED certification, the architectural components that are involved with these types of facilities, and that's important. That is important. But what's truly important in trying to understand how to reduce that initial cost invested and how to reduce the sustaining costs is how these facilities are designed from the inside out. Your EPC contractor must have the knowledge and the benchmarks and the expertise to be able to compare and say, okay, we're looking at a cadmium telluride facility. We've done cadmium telluride facilities at 50 megawatt peak increments, 120 increments. We've also done them 650, 750 megawatt peak increments. What are important elements to consider when you're designing from the inside out? And I think that's probably the key message here, and that's important to have that expertise. There's various types of project execution strategies that we've looked at over the years. So I want to start with discussing what we see right now, again, related to EPC, critical issues with this type of market. What type of contracting strategies have we seen? What do we continue to see right now in the U.S.? There's more, right now, with a lot of the smaller facilities, I think everyone is primarily really trying to reduce that initial cost invested. And I think that's interpreted as saying, let's go out to bid to as many people as possible to see who's going to come back with the lowest price. At least that tends to happen a lot of times. And there's several qualified firms out there, but really what happens is that you're looking at multiple bids throughout concept and schematic design. You do preliminary design, go out to bid. You do schematic design, you go out to bid. And then you get to the construction process and so on. What we heard earlier about the importance and the criticality of time to market. And all this does is increase time, and it's also making the owner's life a living hell and having to deal with multiple subs and multiple contractors, all for trying to reduce that initial cost. I think moving forward, as we march towards consolidation and we look at larger facilities, the design-build model is going to be the way to go, and we're going to see much more of that. Reason being, we are dealing with integrated project delivery first and foremost. In other words, as the project is being kicked off, there's a lot of efficiencies to be gained in the design effort. Firms like ourselves are meeting closely with the technology providers and with the building owners and so on to make sure that we clearly understand not just what has to happen with that initial facility coming up, but what kind of provisions for the future need to be accounted for and how that facility needs to grow. There's a lot of gains to be had in project schedule compression and overall budget control, and again, efficiency throughout the design effort. It's not to say that this type of strategy does not have its own risks, but obviously when you're talking the EPC model, there's going to be risks coming along with performance liability, schedule, system performance requirements that must be met in change control and so on. But again, what this enables is a much quicker time to market. And one example I'll give you is there's a company that we worked with in Germany who was bringing up a 100 megawatt peak facility. And through integrated project delivery, we were able to accomplish from ground break to ready for equipment a 6.5 month duration. And this is not typical and not common of most standard projects, but it's an example of what can be done when you have a single point of contact managing the entire project and who has the expertise in the background to make it happen. So in summary, I think there's going to, again, we feel that the market pressure to reduce the investment and operational costs of manufacturing facilities will become increasingly important, and the economies of scale as these facilities grow and develop will become increasingly important. And experience and know-how in designing these facilities from the inside out will be a critical factor in these facilities' success. So thanks for your attention and thanks for your time.